Kind of late at that on that.
Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't. Although you're free to do so if you would, but like I didn't, nor will I probably start playing WoW for the same reason I haven't started playing any other MMO besides Guild Wars. But that's because I'm not starting to play Guild Wars. I have played Guild Wars, and it's because of just the time investment that MMOs take.
No, of course not. But it's something I just genuinely want to see. Like, I want to play WoW so I can experience that, basically the classic MMO style. You know.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you want to do that, and I'm kind of vouching for them here, but I would just say play Guild Wars.
That's the thing. I already played Guild Wars.
What's KOTOR, World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars are, I think, just the holy trinity of original old school RPGs. Well, I wouldn't say original old school because there's a lot of games, great games before that.
That's the thing. I've already played Guild Wars, not the second one, the first one.
RuneScape, but those are even older. But I just mean back in their time, they came out at roughly the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Guild Wars, WoW, and KOTOR. Of their generation, they're like the best example of MMOs. And it's and here's the thing: if you play
the first Guild War, not so much. I mean, it got very bad, very bad feedback.
Really?
The first Guild War.
Are you sure?
I am positive. I used to play it.
No, but I mean, I played Guild Wars all throughout. I played the first one, all of its expansions, and I generally heard like it wasn't perfect because some people said that it was weird that you could only level up to 20. That was the biggest thing I heard. But aside from that, like I never, and it's a legitimately for me, it's just legitimately a really good RPG.
Yeah, but you're one out of a million. That's the thing.
I don't know. Guild Wars has a shitload of players.
Guild Wars 2 has a shitload of players.
But there's tons that transfer from Guild Wars 1.
Yeah, well...
Like, Guild Wars 1 had a healthy community and it was big. Like, trust me, I never had trouble going into large-scale PvP and fighting people. Although, I will say, it was not as famous as World of Warcraft. It was not.
That's the thing.
I will give it that. World of Warcraft was much more played and much more famous than Guild Wars 1.
You know why though, right?
No, I don't.
Because Guild Wars really didn't do anything to innovate. It just copied this more or less the same formula.
I don't know. You can't jump in Guild Wars.
What?
You can't jump in Guild Wars.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Guild Wars, what Guild Wars did was it focused on its PvP. You could get to level 20 and that was it. But here's the thing though. What ended up making you good, which is something I kind of liked, was not your level, but your skill set and your equipment. So everyone reached level 20 really quick, but there was a world of difference between somebody who just got level 20 and somebody who has been level 20 for a long time, and they further developed their character and their skill sets and just equipped their gear and customized it better. So it really was up to the players, not just like, oh, I'm level 50, you're level 20. But again, it did have its flaws.
I'll tell you this though, I would play, I do want to play WoW just for shits and giggles, you know, just have a little fun with it and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm mad at the Old Republic.
Yeah?
Yeah, they've completely screwed over everything that it was supposed to be.
No, that's another one I've never played any iteration of. But it's because again,
so far the only real MMO is Sword Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because KOTOR is the one that came out for Xbox. It wasn't really an MMO. It was more of a.
It's an RPG.
Yeah, it's just an RPG.
All right.
The only successful MMO for Star Wars is Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, that's the one exactly.
Galaxies?
Yeah, Galaxies was the first MMO for Star Wars. It was really good, but died rather quickly.
Oh, that's weird. Why?
No, it did not die rather quickly.
It did.
No.
Yes.
No, it was successful.
Well, define quickly.
It was successful. Then why did it? If it was so successful, then why did it die so quickly?
Well, there's many reasons why MMOs die, and sometimes it's not up the players. Maybe it's the company just stopped giving.
I have no idea where the fuck I need to go.
Stops giving it funding.
The thing is that quickly in the video game world,
Sassy's trying to figure out which one she's gonna plug it into.
And the video game quickly is not like, you know, a couple of months or something like that. Quickly is like a couple of years at most. You know, if an MMO lasts for
That's
2
fine.
years, that's too short.
Okay. ¿Qué pasó?
No, ese
No.
es mío. Oh God.
No, just ignore it and do what you have to do.
Oh, Sassy lost her HTC charger.
It's not HTC, it's a Samsung.
It's Samsung.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now I
It
don't
charges
know.
HTCs and Samsungs. It's the same thing to me. It's the Android charger.
But yeah, Star Wars Galaxy had its run. It didn't last that long. And the Old Republic came out, and hey, it's great. Don't get me wrong. But when they did the free-to-play thing, there's actually a discussion I had it with a friend. The whole free-to-play scenario is something that so many people are doing wrong, and very few are getting it right. For example, Team Fortress 2, it's free-to-play.
But there's ways you can pay for it and it still funds it.
Exactly, but it's not. But the microtransactions don't screw you over.
Yeah.
You know, because they're microtransactions that you don't really need to get, but if you get them, it's still fun.
Yep.
You know, the Old Republic, what it did was it was free to play, and it coerces you to buy the membership either way. You know, because they take away a lot of the perks, like a lot of them. So they take away so many perks that it just makes you just not want to play for it. You know.
Well, yeah. There's okay. That's doing it wrong. A game that did it. Okay, here's a game, an MMO actually, that did it. That I don't agree the way they did it, but it was still very successful for them, and that's the MMO Dofus. Dofus is a Flash-based MMO. It's been out for several years. I played it back in its early days. I don't play it anymore. But the thing about Dofus is that it kind of lures you in by saying it's free to play. But Dofus, in the end, is an MMO you pay to play.
Right.
Because it's free to play, but you are so restricted. It's ridiculous. And I do have a bit of an idea of how Star Wars restricted its people, but it's even worse than Dofus. Like, you have access to like 10% of the world. You can literally only level up to, I think it's like, comfortably, you can realistically only level up to 30, maybe 40. And if you go really like huge grind fest, like,
Right.
you can level up to like 70, and that's it. Anything beyond that is just ridiculous levels of like getting 1 to 2 EXP per fight.
Good.
From that point onwards. You do not have access to different types of equipment such as pets, mounts, things like that. You don't have access to PvP enhanced items such as shields and things like that. You can barely do PvP if I'm not mistaken. You can't even interact with NPCs outside of the little world you're restricted to if you don't pay. And it's just such a, like, once you hit level 30, level 40, it becomes so ridiculously impossible to play if you're paying for free that you just either end up quitting or buying a subscription.
Well, here's the thing. And
Gotcha!
Wow, that was
Yeah.
great.
Surprise, motherfucker!
The Old Republic, what they did was, for example, sprinting
Yeah.
was restricted until you reach level 10,
Okay.
which is fine. At first, you're like, okay, well, I can just level up while I play.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. The normal type of experience you would get playing while you're paying is reduced if it's free to play. And that alone is like, okay, no gracia. Then the mount, which is basically a speeder bike.
Uh-huh.
You get it 10 levels after you initially are supposed to get it. I mean, it's tough to get it at the level you're supposed to, but it's even going to be tougher. Here's the reason why. Your money prizes are lessened. You can't get purple items. Like, if you find purple
close.
items, which
Yeah.
are basically the super rare items,
Yeah.
if you find purple items, you can't carry them with you, you can't buy them, and everything in the shop is also much more expensive. You know, if you pay, let's say you would pay 100 credits for something, you will be paying 500 credits for it instead. So it's like those gaps that they do, that it's like, hey, if you're paying for it, you don't have to deal with this problem.
Yeah.
If you're free to play, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah,
and,
fuck you.
And fuck you, yeah. And honestly, if the point is basically a test run for players, because you can reach up to the highest level in the game, which I think right now it's level 80.
All right.
You can reach it. But if you're gonna make it free to play and you're gonna restrict that much stuff and make them reach level 80, like you can actually reach level 80, I would say, you know what? why don't you just give them a level cap way lower than that, and just don't take away the perks. Just put a level cap, you know.
But I mean,
it's something. That's the thing, you know. You say free to play, and it's like, oh, there's another thing actually that they did that I was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. Basically, your character, if you already had a character and you haven't paid your monthly subscription or whatever, you can't use them.
Oh, because I was about to say, like, I would just say level up to 80 and then stop paying.
Like, you can't use them.
Why?
Because it was during the paid subscription.
Oh, that's just bullshit.
Like, I tried to play, like, I was like, okay, because I saw a guy on YouTube actually playing free to play. He hasn't paid anything. He was playing free to play.
Yeah, because
his
you
character.
You can still grind up all the way.
Yeah. And when I tried to get in, it didn't let me.
Because you hadn't made the character during
Yes.
paid. Oh man, that sucks. That's not good.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just me, like my thing glitching or something.
Oh boy, gents.
what the hell happened right there?
You sucked at life.
Platform, there we go.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know if it was just like my game or something, but still, that little tidbit, like I've seen other people complaining about that as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Like Guild Wars, it's not free to play, but it is a one-time pay. You like purchase the game, and then from then on, that's it.
That's actually what I like.
And then it has a microtransaction system within the game. But at least in Guild Wars, I've never been a big purchaser of like the game's microtransactions.
No, but that's the thing, you know, Guild Wars did something right. You know, all right, the game is not free to play, but you do have to buy the game. You buy it, and that's it. Like, you just install it and start playing.
That especially helps the younger users who don't necessarily have access to a credit card or ways of easily paying for a subscription.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, in that case, it actually works well.
Although there's a lot of games that have circumvented the whole credit card problem by having prepaid cards that are subscriptions for a certain period of time. For example, Xbox Live does that, and I do believe World of Warcraft does that.
Yeah, it does. It does. So does the Old Republic. That's the funny thing. Yeah. And I'll tell you something. I don't mind paying for the subscription.
Yeah.
But if you if you get my dick wet with free to play, and take away so many perks that I'm already accustomed to, that's just a dick move right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, I mean I understand. Like, but what I really disagree with is the whole. Since you lose access to the characters that you had made and paying after free, you basically stick the player to, like, if you ever pay, you have to keep paying, and that's something I don't agree with. Another game that's free to play but has had extreme amounts of success with microtransactions is League of Legends.
Yes.
Like, to the point that it's almost absurd. Like, but then again, the reason they have the success they currently have is because they've moved beyond just microtransaction, and they're hosting big time tournaments, which creates huge amounts of revenue for them too.
Yeah.
So they've nice, another beam ammo expansion.
Yeah.
So what they've done is that they've just kind of like snowballed the whole.
What?
The way we need.
No worries. It was looking at the time limit, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. That they just snowballed the whole initial success they have with microtransactions and taking it to a much bigger thing.
That's a funny thing about LoL. It has the microtransactions, and hey, yeah, it's beneficial in certain points, but at the same time, you don't really need them all the time.
No, actually, here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't say the word beneficial because all of League of Legends most of League of Legends microtransactions don't actually benefit you, unless you're in terms of the experience boosts and the influence points. The influence point boosts.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? What the fuck? Okay, fuck you.
Is it dead?
No, it's not, because it's not hypercharged for some reason.
Son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
It went down.
Hey,
Hiccup.
bro. Come at me, bro. Come on.
Dost thou even hoist?
Come on. Come on.
You were saying.
Alright. So, aside from what realistically is, no, you gotta first get on the platform and burn yourself a little bit, and there you Oh yeah, spinning. All right. There you go. There we go. So but that just allows you to get more things faster, but it doesn't give you like an in-game advantage. And the other thing you would pay money for,
oh boy,
are skins or basically things. Okay, you can buy things you could have normally bought with influence points, but you get them faster because you invested money in them.
Yeah, of course.
Or you can buy skins, or that modify the way your champion looks like, but it doesn't give you.
Oh god,
an
I just realized something.
What?
We're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this right now because we have a boss battle on the next one.
We have a boss battle on the next one? Oh well then. We will continue.
Throw it into the dark water.
It's like, ah!
What's this? Oh my god!